Tonight is the big night. It is the first island dumping. Welcome to my channel, The Nutshell, and today I'll be doing a review of Love Island US season 2 episode 4. So tonight is when the boys are going to be picking up be choosing their partners for the recoupling, and one girl is going to get dumped immediately after the recoupling. So in the teaser for episode 3, we see that there are going to be 2 new boys who are coming into the villa. Before we get into all of that, I just decided to set up my little spot out here and do an actual reaction as I see who is gonna get picked by Trey. That's my main focus, because we all kind of at this point have an idea who the other 4 guys are gonna pick. I know Kaitlynn is gonna pick Kirsten, Jeremiah is gonna pick Rachel, Johnny is gonna pick Sally, James is gonna pick Moira. So all those are just like we already know, but the 2 girls who are going to be left out on the chopping block are Justine and Kaitlynn. Who is Trey going to pick? I personally think that he should pick the following girls. For the following he has good chances with both girls, but I think if he picks Kaitlynn, I don't see there being enough fire for them to continue that relationship. I think they're just going to be a couple because of physical attraction, and then it's going to fizzle out, and then they're going to find different people. And I think that's what Trey is so scared of. I think if he picks Justine, it's going to be a friend zone situation, and it's obvious, it's clear that he kind of wants the 2. So I think he wishes he could put both, different qualities of both women into one woman. I don't know how I feel about that whole situation, but I think the best pick, the best chance that he has is with Justine, because she gives him security, and obviously that's a big deal for him. The question is, does he give her security? And as I was watching the build up to the ceremony, it does seem like he's that guy. He actually has very many layers to him, he's like an ogre. They have an ogre is like a lion, an onion. What am I saying? An ogre is like an onion. He has several layers. I'm not calling him an ogre though. But anyways, whatever. For all you Shrek lovers out there, you know what I'm talking about. I am honestly quickly beginning to like Trey, something that I didn't think that I would actually end up doing, and I kept on saying this over and over in my previous reviews. And if you guys haven't listened to those, please be sure to check them out so that we can be on the same page, or you can understand where I'm coming from as we go along this journey of Love Island season 2. So so he has that conflict that he's feeling within him. So I began watching a few of the guys pick out their chicks, and I thought, like, you know what, let me just show you guys how they express themselves. And as they express themselves, you can see that Trey is really, whatever words that they're talking about, and especially the Connor and Mackenzie one, however Connor is expressing himself about picking Mackenzie and why he thinks she's the perfect pick for him, I feel that really resonates with Trey, and that's what he really wants. And that's like part of the reason why I'm really beginning to like Trey. And I think this review is going to be a Trey review. Let's just be honest, that's where we're going. So stick around with me and watch me react.
I want to couple up with this girl because she is completely selfless. She puts everybody else's needs and wants before her own, and she makes me feel comfortable enough to know that I don't have to be anyone else but myself when I'm with her.
So I don't know if you caught that, but then in case you didn't, Connor said he's picking Mackenzie because she makes him feel secure enough to feel comfortable just as he is whenever he's with her. So I'm just like, oh my gosh, my heart is melting. And all the other girls' hearts are melting, including the guys too. Johnny and Trey's reactions are just like epic.
She makes me feel warm inside, and that everything is easy, and that I don't have to overthink everything that's going on with her. I know there's no other teddy bear I want to tuck into bed each night other than this girl.
Pause. Now that I've seen James's face, like kind of giggling there, at first I thought he was laughing, but I realized he's giggling. And yes, there is a difference. Laughing, I think it's like you're not taking whatever the guy is saying seriously, and giggling, I think it's touching like a soft spot in you, and you know that you're just having like a childlike reaction that's super innocent. Let me point out James and Moira. I think I need to really talk about their whole connection. And the thing is, like, Moira, we saw in episode 3 saying that she realizes she needs to pump the brakes. In episode 4, she's talking to James in the pool while they're chilling and chit-chatting about intimacy, and James is talking about how in the real world they would have already been intimate. In the confessional, Moira talks about the importance of mental and emotional connection to her partner, and that is something that's high on her priority list. And so we can see that her and James aren't really necessarily on the same page. And Mackenzie pointed that out also in her confessional. And I love the questions that she asked Moira. And she's just like, how do you feel about talking these things through, but then having no resolution after the conversation? And I'm like, damn, this chick is really, she's wise. And I like Kaitlynn also asking Moira the same question along the same lines, like, why do you feel like it's okay to kind of have that burden on you and not necessarily make him understand that it's a joint thing and he has a responsibility in respecting your wants and needs? And I'm like, speaking my language. Intimacy, as James was calling it, there's different levels of intimacy. Intimacy, if you break it down, I don't remember like the exact way, but then if you even look at the word coarsely, it just sounds like into me, see. So see into my emotional needs, into my mental needs, into my physical needs. It's not a synonym for sexual intercourse. And that is something that I'd like to just dispel as a myth, that people think intimacy just means sex. No, sex is kind of like the cherry on the cake, or whatever, however that saying goes. It's just like after all those needs are met, fulfilled, acknowledged, addressed, sex is what binds you guys together. It's like an unspoken way of saying, yes, we have nourished each other, and this is our physical symbol of nourishment. It's like making a meal. You just don't take the the produce or the products and just start eating it. You have to do the whole prep work, and then you have to do the whole cooking step in order for you to enjoy the spread with wine and a well cooked and well seasoned food, you know. So think about that, being with someone like that. Like prep, I hate prepping meals, but then meal prep, flavoring, seasoning, and making sure that you cook it well is what a relationship in a rude way is about. Just not skipping to just the eating without putting in the labor. And so I can see Moira honestly slowly backing away from this relationship. It's not on her to fulfill his sexual desires if he's not satisfying the needs. And I hope she doesn't compromise her need for love and try to satisfy him with his need for sex to get what she really wants. So let's move on. Sorry, this, like, it just went in a different direction, but I forgot to mention how important that was. Let's keep going.
So, the girl I want to couple up with is Mackenzie.
I would like to couple up this girl because over the past couple of days, she's made me realize how much alike we really are. She makes me want to be a better man, not only for myself, but for her. This girl is beautiful. Every time she smiles, I smile. Every time she laughs, I laugh. And every time I'm not around her, I run around the village just trying to find her so we can have another conversation. So, the girl I'd like to couple up with is Sally.
Cute.
I would like to couple up with this girl because she is gorgeous, confident, and motivated in every aspect of her life. She's kind of opened up a lot of soft spots, which I didn't think I really had. She's just the full package. I mean, she's beautiful, she's smart, she's funny, and there's really no other girl I'd honestly want to talk to. So I'm just excited to pick her and see what the future holds for us, because it's definitely something good. So the girl I want to couple up with is Kirsten.
That was cute, but you know Kirsten is gonna jump ship. Just calling it.
I want to couple up with this girl because from the first moment I met her, I felt like we had an instant connection. She's so easy to talk to, and we have so much in common. She's beautiful, brilliant, she's funny, and I find myself wanting to be around her all the time. And every moment with her is a moment well spent. And I can't wait to see where this journey takes us. So the girl I would like to couple up with is Rachel. Come here, girl.
Every moment spent with her is a moment well spent. Think about it.
I want to couple up with this girl because she's so pretty, so fun, so loving, so caring already. First time I saw her, I just couldn't get enough of her. I want to keep talking to her and just getting to know more and more of you. And I hope you can get to be open with me, and it will take our time, but I'm excited for where this can go. The girl I want to couple up with is Moira.
So as he was doing his whole speech, I could be wrong, but she just looked like not excited to hear the words that were coming out of his mouth, but she was excited to get picked. I could be wrong, but whatever. The moment of truth.
I want to couple up with this girl because she's beautiful.
It's gonna be Kaitlynn.
And I know that we didn't have many conversations, but I don't open up to people often. I feel like if I open up, I leave myself vulnerable. And the conversations that we did have, each time I left with something. So the girl I want to couple up with is
Kaitlynn, don't pick her. Oh my gosh. Okay, that's the first time I've been holding my breath that long. I think it's gonna pick Kaitlynn, y'all.
That's our first recoupling. Trey must now choose which girl he wants to couple up with. Will it be Justine or Kaitlynn?
I want to couple up with this girl because she's beautiful. And I know that we didn't have as many conversations, but I don't open up to people often. I feel like if I open up, I leave myself vulnerable. The conversations that we did have, each time I left with something. So, the girl I want to couple up with is
Shake my head. You better pick Justine. Pick Justine.
Justine.
Ooh, I'm surprised.
This isn't awkward at all. I've got a text. Kaitlynn, you are the only single islander, and therefore you have been dumped from the villa. You have 30 minutes to pack your things and say your goodbyes. Hashtag loves the gamble. Hashtag back to reality.
Okay, that was emotional to say the least. Everybody shook. I was shook, but I'm happy that Justine is staying. I think Kaitlynn was the bomb.com, and she's gonna find her person out there. Not necessarily saying that the people inside are gonna last or are going to end up together forever, but then I love seeing the underdog win. And honestly, in this situation, we all know Justine was the underdog in mainstream eyes. in all social contexts, she's the underdog. And I love that. I love that you can just be you. You can look different from other black girls. You can look different from other girls of different races. I love that you cannot look cookie cutter. And not that being cookie cutter is bad or wrong, but I love that you can be different and someone still picks you over someone else who's like legit hotter. So I'm happy. I'm happy. Beauty's in the eye of the beholder. Okay, let me finish watching this, then I'll come back to the rest of my commentary. Well, that was a lot to take in. So after, what's her name? Oh, sorry. After Kaitlynn. After Kaitlynn left the villa, yeah, 2 new boys are coming in. So Kirsten and Moira went out on a date. Kirsten went on a date with Caleb. And Moira went out on a date with, what's his name? Oh my gosh, these new boys, Calvin. So then the second date, they switched up. Calvin went out, asked Kirsten, and Caleb asked Rachel. So now the boys are totally freaking out, like absolutely. You can see Kaitlynn and James losing their cool, and James is just like, you know, a tripwire. He's just about to like explode anytime soon. He seems like he's super clingy and he's super possessive and jealous from the teasers that we see from the next episode. And it's just going to be fireworks. I feel like I am so happy for the first time. The boys' reactions were just completely insane. Trey was just LOLing, like literally he was like, what do they call it, rolling on the floor, ROTFL, whatever. It's going to be bananas and I am here for it. I can't wait to see how it's all going to go down. I want James to go home. I think Moira needs someone like, I don't even want to say who, in like to point out and name any names, because I don't know how the new guys are. I don't know if they're shady. I don't know if they're gentlemen. I don't know. So I'm going to sit down and wait. But it looks like he's going to take his jealousy and possessiveness to a whole other level, and it's going to turn Moira off. And I think that is exactly what needs to happen, and Moira needs to find herself a new man. Or maybe I need to give James a chance. I think I'll give him a chance, but I just have just a spidey sense about him, and I feel like he got to go. And another person who I think got to go is Kirsten, because I told y'all she's gonna jump ship, and it sure looks like she's going to jump ship. Caleb looks like the guy who's not afraid to make his moves, make grown man moves, and steal a girl. Actually, from now on, let's just call Caleb Mr. Steal Your Girl, okay? That's his new name, Mr. Steal Your Girl. So I can't wait to see predictions. I think he's actually going to hit it. I think actually Rachel is going to stick with Jeremiah. I love Jeremiah. I think I haven't emphasized that enough, and I'm going to continue emphasizing it. I love him for Rachel. I think they're a great couple. And yeah, the craziest thing is, I think actually that Caleb and Moira need to get together. That's what I think needs to happen. And Calvin and Kirsten need to get together so that they can both be dumped from the island. How about that? Yeah, drank a lot of haterade this morning. Anyways, y'all, all jokes, all love. Until next time, peace.